this class we will talk about the indirect methods of attainment calculation. Okay. So, what I said, the assessment methods, whether it is direct or indirect, both way we have to define the assessment methods, and definition of the assessment is same, find out the or collect evidence about the student's competence or learner competence. Okay. So, assessment methods for indirect attainment calculation: alumni feedback, exit survey, employer feedback. Alumni feedback, what I said, that the students who have already passed out from this program, employed in different organization, they can provide a feedback on two aspects. One is they can directly provide the feedback about the course outcome or about the program outcome. So, you can collect the feedback either course outcome wise or program outcome wise. I will explain what is the pros and cons about if you collect course outcome wise and program outcome wise. Similarly, exit survey, when students are passing out from the organization, you can take a feedback about the achievement of the course outcome or about the achievement of the program outcome. So, feedback can be collected course wise or program wise, both is possible. Another possible source is employer feedback. Your students are placed in different organization, you can collect feedback from those organization, again either course wise or program wise. Employer feedback collection in course wise is very difficult, because whether the each and every course they will not provide that much of feedback. So, I can say in case of employer feedback, you can try on program wise outcome, but I will insist collect feedback course wise from alumni and exit survey. Because if you collect feedback on course wise, then you can find out the course wise improvement parameters, which is important for improve the course. If the course is improved, program is automatically improved. There may be other kind of survey, maybe you can take a feedback from parents, feedback from expert. So, that also can be included here. So, let us I explain only three: alumni feedback, exit survey, employers feedback. Actually, employer feedback can be used as a reference point. Collect the alumni feedback, exit survey, calculate the attainment level, and if the employer feedback also close to that level, then you can say that the feedback is given correctly by the students. If your direct assessment attainment and feedback assessment are almost equal, then you can say your question paper is also correct, because your direct attainment calculation is also correct. Okay. So, I will describe what is the pros and cons of those. So, how do you calculate the feedback attainment in case of indirect method? So, what do you say? Let us collect the feedback about course wise. How do you collect feedback course wise? So, what I said in this course beginning, I have said this course is talk about how to implement NBA in classroom. Not only the how to fill up the SAR, I am not talking about, not at all about the how to fill up the SAR, although those information may be helpful to fill up the SAR, but I am saying how to implement NBA in classroom, how to use outcome based education in the classroom, how to find out the feedback loop. So, attainment calculation in case of our purpose to find out the refinement of the course. So, that is why I said when you collect feedback, try to collect feedback course wise. Maybe employer feedback is not possible to collect course wise, but at least student feedback means exit survey. When the final year students is going out, you can collect feedback course wise. How, what is the mechanism? If you give them the survey questionnaire and told them fill up, and you have a there is a 40 course, so they have to fill up 40 into 10 questions, they will 400 questions they have to fill up in one day, they will never fill up. So, my proposition is design the entire outcome based curricula as you are do in assignment number 3. Design an entire course, unit outcome, module outcome, course outcome, problem, all those things. Then ask the students about the feedback or attainment level of those outcomes. Whether this course, what is your opinion on attainment level of CO1? So, it is a continuous feedback you can collected. So, let's say course wise feedback can be collected year wise also. Once the first year students complete their study, you collect the feedback, that is, are you attend CO1, are you attend CO2, you are not collecting the teachers feedback, you are collecting the course feedback. Teachers feedback is separate aspect, which will be covered in week number 6 and 7, what is good teaching kind of things. So, collect the feedback from the students based on the outcome based curricula. Why I insist this? Because based on this feedback, and you can find out what is the lacuna on your course. Okay? So, how do you compute that attainment of that kind of course kind of feedback? Suppose I find out the attainment calculation of COs on my course C201. So, I exit based on the exit survey, attainment survey conducted on 70 final year students. I said to the students, those are the CO written in this website or this framework software. You can go through this CO and give your opinion on 3-point scale, let us 1, 2, 3 or 5-point scale or 10-point scale about the attainment of that CO during your study. So, what I am saying? I said the entire outcome based curricula available on this portal, each of the students will read that CO and he will give his opinion about the attainment of that CO, whether the course is attained that CO or not. Okay? In 3-point scale or 5-point scale. Let us in 3-point scale you collected. So, let us out of 70 students, 7 students said it is attended by very poor level. 33 students it is attended moderately. 30 students said that it is fully attended. So, if I calculate the total score, 7 into 1 plus 2 into 33 plus 3 into 30, so is equal to 163 divided by 70, give me the weighted average 2.32 or mean opinion I can say, or I can calculate the 1, 1, 1, 1, 3, 3, 3 is the mean opinion. I can say mean opinion of the student about the attainment of the CO1. I can also calculate the standard deviation and I have to find out whether their feedback, reliability of their feedback, that you can easily do it. So, those are statistical, that I am not discussing those part. So, not only you finding out the mean, you also finding out the standard deviation to test the reliability of their feedback. Okay? So, let us feedback is reliable, then attainment level of CO1 is 2.32, attainment level of CO2 is 2.4. Let us calculate the attainment level of CO3, 19 into 1 plus 31 into 2 plus 20 into 3 divided by 70, how much is coming? 19 plus 62 plus 60, I think so. So, it is 60, 60, 122 plus 19, 122 plus 19 divided by 70, sorry 70 is equal to 1 3. So, 131 by 70. So, I can say it is 13.7. So, 7 1. So, I can say that. So, 70 into 2 is 1 point. So, 131 70 131 by 70. So, 77 so 6 so 67 70. I can say that it is almost 1.9 8 1.8. Similarly, I can calculate CO4. So, for my course I calculate the attainment based on the survey result of exit survey. Similarly, I can calculate the attainment based on the alumni feedback also. I told them this is my course, outcome is given, you have studied this course in this semester, can you give the feedback about the attainment of CO? So, they will provide the feedback also. So, you can calculate the attainment of your alumni also, calculated. So, when I calculated for all courses, all CO attainment I have calculated for my course. So, it is less 1.8. So, now again same formula on from direct attainment. So, this is the attainment level of CO1 as per the feedback, and this is the mapping between the CO1 between PO1. So, CO1 mapped with PO1 with wide vector 2. So, I can again say that this multiply with this and sum divided by sum of this will be calculated. So, I can multiply this one with this one. So, 2.32 multiply by 2 plus 2.40 multiply by 1 plus 1.8 into 2, let us it is 1.9. So, 1.9 into 1 divided by 2 plus 1 plus 2 plus 1. I can do it. Okay. So, I can calculate the attainment. So, I can calculate the attainment of the course attainment. So, from the CO attainment, I calculating the course attainments. Once I get the course attainment, I can develop the matrix. Instead of writing all CO, I write only C201 and PO1 that value. So, I can develop the program attendant matrix based on the exit survey. Similarly, based on the alumni feedback also I can develop the same thing. So, I can develop PO attainment, exit survey, alumni feedback, and also if I take the feedback from the employer also course wise, no problem, but it is very difficult to collect feedback course wise from the employer. So, if I collect feedback PO wise, program outcome wise, so I listed all the instead of student name you write POs. So, all the POs I will be listed here, PO 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, all PO will be listed, and let us for exit survey, I am saying PO wise, not CO wise, but it is preferred to collect feedback CO wise. So, I am PO wise. So, PO 1 7 students said that same way I can calculate the average attainment level of PO 1, average attainment level of PO 2 based on exit survey, average attainment level of PO 3 I can calculate, same thing will come. So, it will become again 1 point, I think 1.8, because data is same. So, data may be different. So, you can once you collected you can calculate that things. So, attainment level is calculated. So, in a summary, so when you collect the PO wise feedback, do not write only this one engineering knowledge, do not write that. You write solving ability of complex engineering problem, do not write engineering knowledge. If you write the instead of PO 1, you want to write the PO, you write your PO there. Do not say the knowledge, do not say the analysis ability. So, instead of just heading of the PO, you provide your PO there. and collect the feedback. Do not say communication ability, does not have a meaning. If you see, read the communication ability here, it is different. Communicate effectively on complex engineering activity. So, write this one. Or when you write your PO on your own adaptation, you write that PO. If your PSO and PO are different, you write the PSO also here. If your PSO is different from the PO, means you are not adapted that domain dependent PO as per your strength, you are writing your strength in separately as a PSO, then your program matrix must contain that PSO also, and here also that PSO should be there. You can find out the attainment. Once you collect the data on attainment of the PO, you can write down like this way. So, this is the assessment method. Alumni feedback 2.1, exit survey 2.32, alumni feedback for PO2 let us 2.3, and for employer feedback let us come PO 1. Let us 1.2. Then once you fill up this thing, you get the attainment matrix of exit survey, or you can the indirect attainment matrix. So, you have already developed in direct attainment matrix and indirect attainment matrix, already done. Now, one thing is there. If you say your exit survey of alumni feedback say 2.1, alumni feedback is 2.1, exit survey 2.32, almost close, and employer feedback is also 2.12, almost close. But in case of PO2, let us say your employer feedback is 1.2 and exit survey is 2.4 and 2.3. So, there is a something wrong, that whatever the students claim, but employer, when the employer tests them, they actually not achieve that. So, the criteria, the conclusion I can draw, if there is a employer feedback correlation not correlate with the alumni feedback and exit survey. So, I can say whatever the student claiming they have no design, but when the employer tested them on design, they are unable to design. Maybe the question paper you have set or test item you have designed is not appropriate to develop that confidence. So, when you develop the entire attainment matrix, many conclusions can possible to draw. So, actually attainment matrix provide you details analysis what are the problem inside the classroom, detail analysis what kind of resources is also required. I have a slides on that, I will discuss on that there. So, I can summarize the attainment of PO1 direct method, indirect method, then find out the observation, write down the observation. Suppose direct method says that 2.4 and indirect method is says that is 1.2, let us. That means, you are claiming that your assessment is as per the PO, CO, and CO is perfectly matched with PO. But when you take the survey, so you are thinking, what do you mean by attainment? If I say the PO1 is attended, that means the students know how to solve the complex engineering problem. If this PO2 is attended, that means student has a ability to analyze the complex engineering problem. If it is electronics department, you have already specified this area has analyzing ability. But your employer says that they do not have the analyzing ability. So, that means there is a serious mismatch between the CO PO mapping or between the CO and test item. So, you can write down the observation in which point you have failed. Once you analyze those observations, what you find? You find feedback about those things. What kind of improvement is required in the curricula? What kind of teaching learning process improvement is there required? Teaching resource requirement, assessment methods, validity and reliability of evaluation. So, curriculum. What kind of curriculum improvement is there? Suppose you have tested one CO, let CO number 3 is fail in case of my course, what example I have shown you. So, CO number 3 is not attended or attainment is very low. That means, I said that I will develop the design ability among the students, but the curriculum weightage, I may cover that design class maybe 2 to 3 class, which is not sufficient to develop their design ability. So, number of unit or number of lecture in design may be increased, or maybe CO3 is not attended by many students because CO3 is not achievable. So, that is the curriculum improvement. So, suppose I have a CO 1, CO 2 and CO 3 course level. So, course level CO 3 is not attained, that means either the CO 3 is not achievable or the number of class which I cover or teaching learning process which I cover for develop CO 3 is not appropriate. So, curriculum and teaching learning process. Suppose you find most of the courses are failed to attend PO2. So, attainment of PO2 is very low. What is meaning? The analyzing ability of the students, that skill is very less. Once you identify which are the courses responsible for less analyzing ability, those courses curriculum and teaching learning process can be changed. Some CO says that it requires some extra kind of software, and let us that software is not, that resource is not available in the institute for all students. That resource may be available very few numbers. So, few of the students can access it, not all of them can expose on that resources all time. So, attainment of that CO is low means that kind of resources must be available in the institute. So, teaching resource requirement I can find out what kind of teaching resource requirement is there. So, when you write your SAR, it is written continuous improvement. What you write in continuous improvement? That means, if a CO is not attended, you have analyzed why this is not attended and what kind of feedback measurement you want to take to attend that CO. If PO attainment is very low, you have to improve that PO attainment. So, you know what are the courses are responsible for this low PO attainment, find out those courses. It may be lack of resources, it may be required curriculum change, it may require teaching learning process change. It may also map that the assessment test item is not validated, assessment is not correct, attainment is low, you find out the mapping between the CO and test item is very poor, possible. Once the attainment is made, what is you are achieving? You are achieving the validity and reliability of your evaluation. Today you cannot say if a student get EX marks, you cannot guarantee that student has a skill set on that level. So, the grade is not valid and reliable, but If your PO attainment is calculated and attainment is made moderately high, then you can guarantee that almost 80% of the my class students, whatever the grade they got, are reliable and valid grade. So, attainment analysis also indicate whether these program grades are valid and reliable or not. These also indicate by attainment. So, basic steps for summarizing PO attainment. All PO need to be, this PO is capital O, need to be adequately addressed through the selection of the core course, elective or advanced courses, lab courses, project and seminar, etc. So, your course matrix, program matrix must be balanced. If assessment is aligned with the CO, so your test item, assessment method, test item must be aligned with CO, means that if your one CO is required software implementation, you cannot test in end semester or mid semester, you have to test by assignment or a project. So, your assignment methods and your test item both are aligned with CO, then the performance of the student indicates the CO attainment. If it is not, the attainment calculation is completely wrong. Suppose you write a CO for simulation and you never tested it, then attainment of that CO is 0. If you write an CO in the level of design and in the semester you give a question on explain or describe, then your test item is not aligned with CO, so attainment is 0. So, that is why to develop the attainment matrix for a valid conclusion, your assignment methods and CO must be aligned with the test item. Sorry, your test item and assignment method must be aligned with your CO. Okay? Attainment mode CO indicate the attainment of PO. I have already explained how to calculate the attainment of PO from the attainment of the CO. And once you get the attainment of the PO, it can map to the attainment of PEO and it can map to the your mission. Those attainment measurements provide the basis for continuous improvement in the quality learning. So, this attainment calculation is essential to generate the feedback what kind of improvement is required in course level, what kind of improvement is required in program level, what kind of improvement is required in institute level. Resources, curriculum, teaching learning process, assessment, and once this is made, attainment is fully made, it indicates that validity and reliability of the grade. Okay? Thank you.